Haim, something that came up on the show in recent times, Jacko, we've pulled a little grab for it. Here is us at Nando's the other day on a secret mission. We were going in there to find out whether the seasoning they put on the chips in store is the same as the purchasable takeaway bottle seasoning that you can grab in there.
Jack comes in.
You buy the salt.
Okay, and that's something that's already packaged up that they sell.
It's the pre-packaged stuff that we're testing against the in-store peri-peri seasoning.
Okay. And so the claim is this is nothing like the one that they put on the regular chips. Okay, I just asked.
Yes. He might not let you buy it if he knows what I'm doing.
You know, my mum made a similar claim against the Pancake Parlour.
Wow. Hold that thought.
We're up.
Hold that thought was said.
And now let it go.
Yeah.
Because the time has come to address that thought. Jack, you seem to have some unfinished business with the Pancake Parlour.
We absolutely loved the Pancake Parlour as children.
As did I, still do. And can I point out, I think the Pancake Parlour may be Victoria only.
Really?
It's heavily concentrated in Victoria.
The other states are missing out.
Yes,
Okay.
I actually sent Jack.
I personally don't think so, but...
You don't like Pancake Parlour?
Get out of here. You know, like Pancake Parlour, Farmer's Breakfast. Alice in Wonderland.
I've been recently to Pancake Parlour on my own.
I'll be honest with you, Jack. I'll be honest with you. I mean, haven't lived in Melbourne for like a year, but we would have been at least once a month.
The Pancake Parlour had those funny mirrors so you could look in.
They're very funny.
They're warped mirrors so you could appear taller or smaller and stuff.
Funhouse mirrors and giant chess.
Exactly. Any restaurant that's trying to get people in with gimmicks cannot be comfortable with the food.
How's this for a gimmick? The best tasting pancake you'll ever eat. How's that for a gimmick?
Well, lose the gimmick stuff then.
It's doing bacon and eggs on pancakes with hash browns. The hash browns are phenomenal.
All I'm saying is, why then the gimmicks? If you're so...
It's like, a value add, mate.
It's don't trust a restaurant with a view.
It's a value add.
It's just a little bonus. I actually find it's a nice cherry on top.
Okay. Anyway.
You know, you look at what some of your golf clubs that you're a member of and stuff. It's like, you know, do you need a guy in the club room massaging your feet after you've played around? No, but you enjoy it, don't you, Ando? You're not going there because of that, because of Gerard, but you enjoy it. You do like it. It's a value add.
Let's get...
So we would go to the Pancake Parlour. We would beg to go to the Pancake Parlour all the time. But we
It was always a Father's Day treat for the Blakes growing up.
Really?
We would, if we were lucky, we'd couple it with a movie.
So maybe it's more
Chadston.
nostalgic that's taking you back.
Nope.
Well, I remember at the time loving the pancakes. So Mum said one time we went there, they were advertising that you can buy the mix and take it home and cook Pancake Parlour at home.
You still can.
Mum just said, we'll get this and then we don't have to come as much. We were so excited. We'll wake up and eat Pancake Parlour straight away. It did not taste like Pancake Parlour pancakes.
Okay.
Haim, you've done the same thing.
Like I said, we're a pretty big Pancake Parlour family. And in Sydney, there is no Pancake Parlour, but there's a place called Pancakes on the Rocks.
Okay.
Which has a suspiciously similar font and menu.
Right.
I actually sent a photo to Jack the other weekend. We were at Pancakes on the Rocks, and I said, "We don't have."
Is it at the Rocks in Sydney?
Yeah, it's actually closer to Darling Harbour, but
okay,
maybe the branch. Maybe there's two of them,
and it can't be a coincidence because there's not many shops or restaurants using that saloon type font.
It's in the exact saloon type font.
Right. Okay.
To my dismay, Pancakes on the Rocks. I feel, and I'm not. I don't have a horse in the race either way here, but it isn't as superior as Pancake Parlour.
Right.
Purely for their hash brown game. The farm, they don't even do a farmer's breakfast. They don't even do bacon and eggs on pancakes.
Okay.
They offer at Pancakes on the Rocks. They offer bacon and eggs. Not on pancakes.
Not on pancakes.
Come on. Guys, what's the point of your shop?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you obviously have been heavily influenced by Pancake Parlour, but did you pay attention when you were there stealing?
Oh, you've just reminded me, Haim, actually. There is a Pancake Parlour
Allegedly.
in Brisbane.
Sorry, allegedly stealing inspiration.
There is at least one in Brisbane because we were...
I think there could be one in SA too,
Yeah, we were there for just the weekend and I found out it had a Pancake Parlour. I said, we have to go. And we went.
Wow.
Mate, the great thing about Pancake Parlours in Melbourne
I'm going to go back, by the way.
Yeah, there's one in Doncaster. That was my preferred.
That 24-hour, the one in Doncaster.
That's a 24-hour. And do you know how I know that?
24-hour drive to get out there.
Oh, must be nice. The only reason I know it's a 24-hour is years and years ago, one of my little boys, like it was Sonny's like 5th or 6th birthday party, was at the Pancake Parlour because we love it so much. Was at the one in Doncaster. And I was making his birthday cake at night and realized I made it an enormous. It was in the shape of Slimer from Ghostbusters. And I'd accidentally made it massive. It was like a 10 or 15 kilogram cake. Like it was huge. And I'm sitting there at home going,
I think that's bigger than the actual slice.
there's only like 9 kids at the birthday or whatever. I was like, what?
So more than a kilo each.
If it was a wedding cake, it would have happily done 500 people. But I just sort of got carried away with the shape and wasn't really thinking about how to divvy it out. Anyway, the birthday's the next morning at the Pancake Parlour. I'm sitting there going, mate, this thing's massive. It's covered in buttercream ice cream. It's going to, like, as well as getting all the kids ready, get them out of the house, it's birthday party morning, there's the stress of leaving the house. Is it wise for me to add in a clothes-staining cake that's huge and going to be wobbling around everywhere? And our mate Hato was over at my house helping me build the cake. Yep. So I go, hey, maybe we go at 6 a.m. Whenever Pancake Parlour opens, let's go first thing, drop it off, come back home, get the family. Anyway, we're looking online. He goes, it's 24 hours. We call them up. They're open. It's like 3 a.m. when we're finishing this birthday cake. Drove there at 3 a.m. Hato drove. I'd had a bit to drink. So I'm holding Slimer and it's like hitting the window and stuff and just leaving green all over the car. But then got out of the car with this massively heavy cake, just kicked the door open like we had a gunshot victim. Like, we've got a cake here. Help. And they put it in the cool room and it was packed at 3 a.m. Packed. The Pancake Parlour was packed at 3 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
People are onto it. They're doing well.
Let's go back to
your pancake issue, Jack.
So I love the pancakes, but Mum making the pancakes at home did not replicate the pancakes they have at the parlour.
Were you using the right syrup?
I can't remember. Mum made them, so she could have mucked up on the syrup or the ice cream or the hundreds and thousands. Who knows? But I didn't think the pancakes were the same.
Because you said you've done it ham, and you said it was close to the same.
The tricky thing about the pancake, the short stack at the Pancake Parlour is the fluffiness. That's hard to replicate with a home pancake. Mm-hmm. I think the mix does a very good job of replicating the fluffiness.
So you think it's the cook, not the cake?
It would be unfair of us to talk about Jill post your mum without her being able to defend herself. So she joins us right now as a surprise to Jack. Jill, I know you've got laryngitis, so thank you very much for coming on with a croaky voice. How are you feeling first up, ahoy?
I'm feeling fine, thank you, but I just don't sound like myself. I'm sorry.
Just wanted to make sure that Jill's not still emotional about the pancakes.
It does sound like you're about to break down in...
It does, doesn't it? It's, I was sitting there thinking we did this a very, very long time ago, and now that our kids are in their 20s and 30s, the Pancake Parlour isn't our restaurant of choice. But I'm so wrong. I could still take them there. They'd be happy.
We would love family Christmas at Pancake Parlour, birthdays.
Yeah.
Wow. Jill, do you remember making the Pancake Parlour packet pancakes at home?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And Jack's blaming the cook. But you know what happened? They stuck to the fry pan.
Did they?
So you couldn't just flip. No, it's not. Follow the instructions.
Yeah.
But they stuck to the fry pan, so they got mangled when you tried to flip them. It was an absolute nightmare. No idea what they tasted like, but they looked atrocious. Yep. Now, maybe they've improved the packet since.
Mum, I'm not sure that's the packet's fault.
Did you grease the pan? Did you?
I've got to say, Jill, everyone listening, if this was MasterChef, the first thing they would say is, "Hey, there's really only one reason things stick or don't stick to pans, and that's a layer of oil."
No. I've done pancakes before and after and since. There was something in this mix that made it not flippable.
Right.
Not flippable mix. Wow.
Well, my experience
had you been drinking?
At 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Have to ask. Okay, just have to ask.
Who knows what Jack and the rest of the gang put you through in those days?
That's right.
We feel so sorry. We have to take care of him these days, and we can't think of how hard it would have been for you, Jill.
Here's the tricky thing about that mix. There's a couple of things come to mind here. I've used that mix. I've got as excited as you guys did, and this is only a few years ago, and I saw it available, and you go, yes, please, we'll take it home, we'll make it stuff at home. Now, it's not coming out exactly the way it does at the Pancake Parlour, because you've got to remember the guys and girls in there cooking, they're professionals.
Yes.
They train for this every weekend. And
they've
they
probably got
might have
purpose-built pans and Teflon
Squirters and-
all this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine flipped okay.
Oh, wow.
I found there to be
Nice flex.
So it wasn't a sticky mix, you don't think, Hame?
Yeah, I mean, I just got to say, I'm just putting a regular amount of canola. I go a canola and butter mix, but there's nothing special there. Are you sure you put it on, Jill?
It would have been. We definitely put butter on it, but this is early 90s.
That's true.
We know the butter back then had quite a lot of sand in it.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you just take us back there? If you often, are you still in the same house at the moment, Jill?
No, we're not.
Damn
we're
it, I
not
was just
in
gonna
the
ask
Try
house.
and review the security footage. You wouldn't have the tapes from that morning, would you?
I watch a lot of Law and Order see ASVU, and they take the victim back and they get them to walk through what they are doing.
Oh, great.
So I was just going to hope that Jill could walk into the kitchen. But picture it, you're in the kitchen.
Yeah. And we had the fry pan on the stove. So
Great.
fry pan we've used for pancakes in the past.
Perfect.
And
you go to the
expectations
fridge.
were really high. We go to the fridge.
You
make
look in
the
there.
mix.
Oh no, there's no butter.
You said, Jill.
does that ring a bell? Oh no.
Is it possible there was just a square of yellow cloth or something nearby that you thought was butter, or the bread tie from the bread, and you threw that in the pan thinking it was a knob of butter, but in fact it was
none of those
melted
things.
plastic.
Okay, no, she's adamant there.
Okay, you did say it was 6 a.m, Jill. You did earlier in your testimony say it was 6 a.m. Is it possible on a Sunday, and you're a busy mum, the household's an absolute, chaotic. You got 3 kids growing up, 3 or 4? 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 plus
Yeah.
John.
One of them's forgettable.
Is it possible in all that chaos, so early in the morning and also 6 o'clock dark, you missed the pan? Could you have scooped through the butter and mix?
Guys, if my mum says that it's a sticky mix, I have to believe that it's a sticky
that,
mix.
Jack. Stand by your mum. Jill, we
Good on
do
you.
stand by you as well. We just need we hated doing that.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
had
you
to
know what I'm
properly
gonna do,
interrogate.
though?
Yeah.
I'm going to try it again and see
Great
if
idea.
they've improved it.
Right.
Mum, also, we had common man pans, obviously, growing up. I'm sure the Blakes have very fancy non-stick
that's
pans, and that's
true.
why
Yeah,
they're
that sounds like
flippable.
Blake.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
silk.
yeah.
Yeah, must be nice. Hey, Jill, can you just say must be nice for me?
Must be nice.
Must be nice to be cooking pancake parlour at your house. I didn't get to do that till I was an adult. Although one time, Jill, while we're discussing must be nice foods, one time Jack was at my house and we ordered Chinese takeaway, and I asked him if he wanted a chicken sweet corn soup.
Yeah.
And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, it's a pretty standard menu item for most, Chinese takeaway places." And he said, "We were never able to have it growing up. We didn't grow up fancy." So I respect the bare rations you gave him growing up. I was like, mate, it's a $4 soup. It's not too crazy to eat a chicken sweet corn soup. But
No.
It's a story for another time, Hamish, but they were very hard children to feed.
Oh.
And
I bet.
Chinese takeaway would have been too exotic for them at the point.
We were
that
picky
point.
eaters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pasta with butter and salt.
Jill, we'd
Yeah.
love to start a regular segment called Memoirs of a Young Jack. If you can start
Memoirs of a
stockpiling some of those great stories for us, we're back. But please rest up, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you again. Bye-bye.
thanks. Sticky memory as well as a sticky mix. And one restaurant chain that has come up a little bit more than we would have ever anticipated at the start of this year on the podcast is the Pancake Parlour.
Yeah. I couldn't believe your and Jack's love for it. And
We adore it.
Beck and I are planning to go back, but purely based on the double endorsement from
Go
the two
back.
of you. Yeah.
Get the farmer's breakfast, you won't be upset.
Actually, go to it. I don't think I've ever been.
Never been to the parlour.
Maybe when I was 5 or 6.
Interesting. Well, if you like parlours and you like pancakes, there's no better place to be.
Okay.
It's come up a few times. Just a quick refresher here for people that might not have been following it as closely as we have. Yes, Jack and I love the Pancake Parlour. It does seem to be predominantly a Victorian-based pancake franchise.
Yes.
I then sent Jack a photo going of Pancakes on the Rocks, which is in the Rocks in Sydney. And it's exactly the same font as the Pancake Parlour. And Jack wrote back going, apart from those 2 pancake stores and Western bars, saloon bars, no one else is really using that font. And it really is saloon font.
Okay.
We then diverged for a moment during the Pancake Parlour Pancakes on the Rocks question to address the fact that you could get the make-at-home Pancake Parlour mix.
Yep.
Jack's mum probably didn't grease the pan.
No, she says they're very sticky. The mixture is very sticky and hard to flip.
I think after the investigation, most people present would have agreed that it did seem that during the retelling of the story, Jill Post realised she might have had a knob of butter.
I think you're putting words in her mouth.
She might have had a knob of butter on the knife that didn't make it all the way to the pan.
Yeah.
and
Or
she
thought it was
did.
butter, but it was another substance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unlucky for Jill. With many instances of people having no issues with the stickiness of the Pancake Parlour mix. Post that. Anyway, I thought that was dead and bad. I thought we sort of covered everything there was to do in the Pancake Parlour. The question remained, isn't this interesting? There's a Pancakes on the Rocks, same font in the Pancake Parlour. Someone's contacted the show, Ando. It's taken a little while. They might be behind in the podcast. Sometimes this happens. You know when the name Shane Squirrelson comes up, the fact that they're not giving their full name means they've got intel. They don't want it to be traced back to them.
Great.
Guys, recently listening to the episode where you mentioned Pancake Parlour versus Pancakes on the Rocks, be prepared to hear the biggest pancake scandal in the country. This could be developed into a mini-series.
Wow.
Entitled Pancake Wars. That's you, Jack.
Cheapers.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we're going to do a mini-series,
Okay.
but it's definitely...
Do a micro series right now.
Yeah, let's do a micro-series. This is definitely... This could be... If you let me put it this way. If you ran a podcast network and you'd had a good first year with lots of shows and then you were struggling for, here you get to that second year of running a podcast network going... God, wouldn't it be great if we could find just a murder or something, even just a missing car that we could spin into something? You'd go for this. We are not struggling.
No, we're fine.
Thankfully, so we can do it as a micro series. But if times were dry, this would be a 6-parter.
Okay.
So Shane Squirrelson says, my current boss, who is originally from Adelaide, previously worked at the Pancake Parlour in Victoria before relocating to Sydney and knows the origins of both these chains.
Wow.
Pancake Wars.
I thought that was what we wanted.
That's not the end of F1. This is before we go to the sponsors. This is before we talk about Athletic Greens.
Sorry, I just didn't know what level you were.
Yeah. No. I'll let you know when the cliffhanger hits. So the Pancake Wars begins in Adelaide.
I was listening.
I don't know if you were. I think you were listening to the rise and fall of my voice and the pauses, but I don't know if you were processing the words.
Sorry, yeah. I'm back.
That's the premise.
Yeah.
The Pancake Wars, they begin in Adelaide. It was named the Pancake Kitchen in Adelaide.
Oh, hang on. So
the Pancake Parlour and Pancakes on the Rocks originally began by the same people.
And they were from Adelaide.
This is where it starts getting interesting. They started the Pancake Kitchen. It was opened by 2 married couples.
Oh, okay.
This is the bit that Shane Squirrelson alleges. So I can't vouch. I haven't been able to find anything online that actually backs up this version of events, although it's juicy hearsay by Shane Squirrelson, not the views held by the Hamish Andy show.
Yep.
In an ABBA-style rift, allegedly the couples perhaps engaged in romantic liaisons with the opposite member of each couple.
Really? Keys in the pancake bowl.
That led to a wife-swapping breakup of the business.
Mm-hmm.
One moved to Victoria. One couple moved to Victoria. They started the Pancake Parlour. The other moved to Sydney and started Pancakes on the Rocks. And thus the Pancake Wars begins. To check this out, I did something I might never have done on the show.
Research?
A research. You go to the Pancake Parlour website.
Wow.
And they have right? So that's me. I'm typing in the whole thing myself, right? Yeah. Aching fingers. Sweat pouring off me. I push on. Then when I get to the website, it's not just, they don't know what you're there for. So they present you on the website like a lot of websites with a lot of options. And you have to keep going.
Yep.
You have to keep digging, we call it in the business. It's not just on the homepage.
No, not on the homepage.
They can't guess what you're there for.
Yeah.
The Pancake Parlour has a history section, which I think is a bit suspicious, isn't it? Learn about our history. I guess it's not that suspicious, but it seems like they were very keen to get their version of events out.
Okay.
Goes back all the way to the 50s going, we drove across America. We love the pancakes. We had a dream. It says in the 60s, we had a dream of opening a pancake store in Melbourne, but we started out in Adelaide.
That checks out.
Dreams have to start small.
Yeah.
So we started in Adelaide. Then it goes in 1969. Financial circumstances meant we had to start in Adelaide. Yet, but then we finally returned the way we wanted to do it and opened up in Market Lane in Melbourne. And the Pancake Parlour became, was formally known because the Pancake Kitchen was already taken in Melbourne.
Right. Okay.
So they're trying to say here, our dream was to start a pancake store in Melbourne. So we started the Pancake Kitchen in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Then later we changed the business name and moved it to Melbourne. That was the real dream.
Yeah.
That's all that gets mentioned. There's obviously no stories about personal lives there.
No,
just
no.
this sort of they sell it in as a bit of a,
Yeah.
finally the dream was realised. Then it takes you through a bit of the history, all the different store openings up to present day. Every kind of 5 or 10 years, it gives you a bit of an update on then this store opened. Then what they actually had was they had a pancake cart that went around. I found this interesting because they could take it to parties and stuff. It was a little cart long before food vans where they took the Pancake Parlour mix to parties and they would make pancakes for people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question to you, Jack, and your mum in particular is, if they're able to do this mobile.
Wow, it doesn't sound like that idea lasted very long. Because they're obviously not still doing that. So were they having trouble at parties?
Yeah, was it
Where
sticky?
people were like, oh,
just
my
raided.
pancakes is all ripped up because it was too sticky.
Yeah.
Due to the incredible slipperiness of the mix, we found, here it is. Yeah, we found too many pancakes flying off and landing on the grass. So we had to then move to the kitchen where we have our banded pancake nets around the stove because we find this. Okay, that makes sense. So yes, good question, but it does get addressed on the website. Anyway, I look at that and I go,
For a second
I go-
there, I was back on Jack's mum's side, but I'm glad that's been addressed.
So then I go over to Pancakes on the Rocks. And I wonder if they've got a history.
Oh, great. So you
I
didn't
wonder
stop.
I wonder if they didn't stop. I couldn't stop.
You couldn't. Wow.
Pancakes on the Rocks, about us. Pancakes on the Rocks began as a dream in the 1950s when we travelled across America and dreamed about opening a pancake store. Shared history.
Wow.
Shared
Now
history.
that's a real wow.
We wanted to bring that love of pancakes to Australia. They opened, now they're sort of speaking third person, they opened their first restaurant in Adelaide in 1965 and then opened around Victoria. The original founders separated, so they do address it, with one moving to Sydney and opening Pancakes on the Rocks. They don't say what the other one did.
Wow.
As a company, we continued to pursue our vision of creating casual dining family restaurants that featured pancakes and had something for everyone on the menu. This is where it gets interesting. So they do acknowledge the split.
Yes.
They don't say what the other person did, but they acknowledge there was a split, and that's how Pancakes on the Rocks ended up in Sydney. In 1994, this is where it becomes the pancake wars, Ando. Now, you did commerce at uni. You understand the importance of having a cutting-edge business. Your brother-in-law runs the roof rack shop. You understand business. Jack, you did work experience at the guitar shop.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of that time was spent with you out the back.
Folding boxes.
But you would have talked to the guys in the guitar shop.
And that was a business.
And that was a business.
That was a
So
business.
you would have got some
That's
understanding
true.
about business.
Yeah.
In 1994, Pancakes on the Rocks. So this is things have been going along here for 20 years. By this stage, Pancakes on the Rocks would have seen the Pancake Parlour booming in Melbourne.
Absolutely.
Booming. Because the 80s and 90s were the heyday for Pancake Parlour. We decided at Pancakes on the Rocks to embark on a rebirth by adding pizzas, a new range of salads, crepes, which are a thinner pancake,
Yeah.
and our now famous beef and pork ribs. So Pancakes on the Rocks really threw a haymaker by adding a ton of non-pancake food.
Is that smart?
That was a huge gamble for Pancakes on the
I don't
Rocks.
think that's
This would be
smart.
2 episodes if we're doing a full season.
Because to me, it doesn't. To me, my feeling.
What am
when
I
see-
here for?
What am I doing?
What am I here for?
If you're hiring someone for a job
Yeah.
and you go, you need you to mow the lawns, and he goes, yeah, but I can get you. I can pour water if you need water. I can clean other things. You're like, oh god, he's not a good mower.
Yeah.
If someone says,
He's lost confidence in his work.
yeah, so if he said,
Why aren't you confident enough with the pancakes?
Yeah,
Oh, we want to offer everything. But you started a pancake store.
Mm.
You can't run Doors Plus which specialises just in front doors, and go, but our real business is letterboxes.
No.
Okay, well, that's not a door. That's usually a hatch.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the gamble. And you look back at the Pancake Parlour history and you go, okay, so what was happening around 1994 for the Pancake Parlour? Nothing. It's one of the deadest zones. They were happy doing what they did. They doubled down. And I think, in fact, that period between 1989 and 2004, they mentioned nothing on the Pancake Parlour website.
Because they're just
I
flying.
think deliberately they mentioned nothing to show Pancakes on the Rocks that they didn't need to do anything. They didn't need to adjust their menu. They were happy with Pancakes. Then the rest of their timeline is simply bragging about more stores opening.
Wonderful.
I think
Great season.
Really good season at this stage.
And what's so confusing is I'm looking at Pancake Kitchen in Adelaide, still exists and has the saloon font as well. So there's now 3 separately named Pancake.
Season 2.
Ahoy also to Eve, who went to hamishandy.com to upload what she's been up to.
She'll be exhausted.
Ahoy boys, Eve here. I'd like to thicken the pancake mix of the Pancake Wars saga and throw in the fact that there is a thriving pancake kitchen residing in Ballarat. And I can say with confidence, because I'm a past employee, that we have the same ice cream, the same pancake mix, the same maple syrup, the same menu and marketing as the Pancake Parlours.
Wow.
When we're told as new employees what to say when we get the dreaded question of whether or not we're the same franchise, we were told to always respond with a story. And this is that story.
Please.
2 brothers got into business together, had a falling out over a female lover.
Yep.
They separated from the business, creating 2 separate ones going it solo. One Pancake Kitchen, which only has a few shops scattered across the country, and the other thriving Pancake Parlour. I hope this helps in the research into the Pancake Wars.
Certainly does.
It certainly
Having boots on
does.
the ground is really nice, isn't it?
To have someone come out, and that's like, going clear or something, someone come out of because we haven't had any employees come out and go, oh, look, listen, we know.
It's amazing. It's like when someone of the Scientology church came out and
That's
went,
what I mean,
now
yeah,
they reveal all. We've
like-
actually got someone on the inside revealing all.
This is the phone call Louis Theroux dreams of. I'm an ex-employee. Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm coming to you. So, okay, just to recap for people, we have Pancake Parlour in Melbourne. That's the chain I obviously was first familiar with being a Melbourne boy.
Yes.
Many locations. And their point of difference, if you can call it that, is they're heavily pancake themed. Then we know about Pancakes on the Rocks.
That's in Sydney.
That's in Sydney.
Same font, though.
Same saloon font and the suspiciously similar
Menu.
and a couple of crossovers. But I mean, it's the same font. We discovered that was the original. That was the original couple.
Yeah, and they have other foods that aren't
in the
pancake.
90s, according to their website, they made a bold play at ribs, chicken, pizza, non-pancake specific foods.
I had an email come in that said that they only go there for the ribs and chicken, have never tried the pancakes, which shocked me because I thought that...
Right. I just feel like you got to foot in, you're trying to please everyone, you please no one.
Yep.
But they seem to be in business, so bully for them.
What does that mean?
It's an old saying. Whoopee.
Okay, great.
So they're on the Pancakes on the Rocks. That makes sense. There's also many other Pancakes on the Rocks. Now, you must feel, if you're a franchise owner of, say,
Are there heaps of pancakes on the Rocks?
A few throughout New South Wales.
Right.
If you're an owner of Pancakes on the Rocks in, like, let's say the Blue Mountains,
Yes.
you must be like, we're not at the Rocks.
No.
We don't even do pancakes.
Exactly. What are we
Should
doing?
we be called Mountain Chicken or something?
yeah.
Pizza in the bush? Because
Pancakes on the
we've
Rocks. We
now
have the
lost-
Rocks in the suburb of the Rocks.
Yeah, we've now lost all relevance to
Yeah,
the title.
that's
Anyway,
true.
that's their own
Yeah.
business conundrum to solve, and I wish them luck.
With Chicken Mountain.
So, so now we've got the Pancake Kitchen
Yep.
coming into play. That's Country Victoria. So this is claiming totally different as well. It's
Now,
such a
hang on.
strange.
So, but we didn't get from her whether that is an offspring of.
It does sound like that's an offshoot. but
I
that
thought Pancake Kitchen was Adelaide, remember? And then
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was the original, and so that's gone into Country Victoria.
Yeah.
before the split.
They began in Adelaide. They were on the website. I'm
That's right.
paraphrasing because if I remember it correctly, it was like We always dreamed of opening a pancake restaurant in Melbourne. So we began in Adelaide. But then we moved to Melbourne for the real dream. This is the real dream. History starts now. That was like the second iteration.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
All the others were practice dreams. This is the real dream. Can I throw something else at you?
So what must have happened, just for me, chronologically, they've got Pancake Kitchen. They're still
Adelaide.
dreaming of Melbourne.
Adelaide. Yep. The couples split up.
So they've started Pancake Kitchen in Ballarat.
As well.
Hoping to get to Melbourne one day, getting that little bit
Oh, yeah,
closer.
like almost halfway.
So I would say Pancake Kitchen in Ballarat is quite, because that's a country town, Victoria. That's quite old. Then they've split.
The Adelaide one dissolves.
Yes.
Kitchen stays open in country Victoria.
That happens with country restaurants. You never close.
You don't muck around with that. And it would be a jewel of this town.
Yeah.
But then Pancake Parlour opens up in Melbourne, starts spreading. Pancakes on the rocks. New South Wales gets a foothold in the rocks, starts spreading. Changes, deviates slightly away from pancakes, but not all the way.
And that's where we're at.
No. The Pancake Manor. The Pancake. I told you this should be its own podcast. I did warn you at the start. The Pancake Wars should be its own podcast. And I'm not just saying this because whether it's today or another show, there might be evidence of other peter outs. Can I just say this has been a big non-peter out?
Yes.
I'd like a big point to our show.
All Peters are in, and they're all listening
staying on
intently.
this.
Yes.
Pancake Manor. A lot of Queensland podcasters.
You
right?
are glossing over. So there's another.
This is the next chapter.
So what is a parlour?
What is a manor?
I feel like a manor outdoes a parlour.
Absolutely.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Parlour. I think, wasn't the parlour just part of the house?
Where you'd play games?
Yes,
Maybe.
I think you did. Seems like, is it in the Cluedo board?
A parlour. No. I was thinking.
Parlour games, I guess you
Yeah, parlour games. Yes. Okay. So it's fun. It's a fun room.
It's not, it's probably more of it's probably an old-timey rumpus room.
Yeah. So
But you might have
better
a
than
bench.
a kitchen. You'd prefer to spend time in a parlour than a kitchen. And you'd prefer to spend time in a manor.
And Pancake Manor makes it sound like there's 500 rooms.
Yes.
And you wake up in the morning, there's a steaming hot short stack.
Yeah.
So the Pancake Manor is in Brisbane. People love the Pancake Manor in Brisbane.
Same font.
Not just the same font, exactly the same font. And Lewis Carroll's Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Same Alice in Wonderland people. They are not connected by
As the
any
parlour?
central... Yeah, as the parlour, because the Pancake Parlour is heavily Alice in Wonderland
Well, that's fun. That's in a room that's fun.
themed.
Yes.
Yeah.
that makes sense with pancake parlours.
And the manor is... I mean, it's just unbelievable. But it's like they
why?
invented this thinking we would never travel state lines or get the internet, because the Pancake Manor is... I'll show you here. This is in the studio.
Oh, wow.
It's her, and she's yelling perfect instead of lovely. The Pancake
Exactly the
Parlour,
same.
she yells lovely.
Yes.
In the Pancake Manor, she yells perfect.
Pancake on the Rocks, do they have a character?
They don't have an Alice in Wonderland character,
Okay,
but they have the same font.
So one of them got that in the divorce.
I think one of them
Rights
probably.
to-
I reckon they would have had an. I mean, now we're just imagining, but you know, it's a podcast series. We have to flesh out 6 episodes.
Yeah.
This is where we'd throw to the reenactment of a supposed fight
Yes.
between the couples, where one of them was passionate about the Lewis Carroll theme
Yes.
and the rabbit and the Alice in Wonderland and the pocket watch.
Yes.
And then the other one was like, I don't think anyone cares about that.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it had its moment as a Disney film, but like we're not pegging a whole
So you can
business
have
to
it.
it. Have it, please. We'll keep the saloon font, and then we'll know we're having both. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, we're breaking up. So that's we're just waiting now. Basically, Northern Territory, WA, ACT, and Tasmania are the only territories not to get dragged into this. And if they do, it will be an all-out civil war.
I would say
Pancake civil war across Australia.
Northern Territory I find unlikely. Is it too hot for pancakes up there?
Andy doesn't get pancakes, does he, Jay?
He really doesn't.
Doesn't understand what they are. We've been through this with you off air. You don't quite understand them
No,
as a food.
I don't really. I've never really eaten
It's
pancakes.
never too hot for pancakes.
Okay, sorry.
The farmer's breakfast, mate, is hash browns, bacon, eggs.
All on a pancake.
Of course, on a
But I'm
pancake.
like Darcy. My eyes get confused seeing different.
Sweet and savoury.
I saw apparently there's a pancake lasagna or something.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Well, I'm just telling you. I mean, up in the NT, you know, if you're like mustering cattle or something of a morning, you want pancakes when you wake up.
Okay.
That's a good breakfast.
Okay. Well,
And you might want them at night with ice cream. So it don't matter if it's never too hot for pancakes. It's never too cold for pancakes. That's why they're the perfect food. And that's why the wars have started over them. I don't know where this goes from here.
Well, we never do.
What I find fascinating about the Pancake Manners website is they also have an about. The pancake restaurants like to include a history of...
And what are they saying about this?
Which seems suspicious to me. Is that just me? Because they all have it, and they're all kind of painting their own history. The one thing the Pancake Manor has, the Brisbane one, is it's clear that it was formed since 1979. Mm-hmm. Now, the other two talked about this road trip in America that they're inspired by pancakes. These guys don't. These guys, it states their founder is a guy called Roger Meadmore, and he essentially leased a church and refurbished it into a pancake manor in 1979.
Is that before or after Parlour?
That's about 15 years after the original Pancake Kitchen in Adelaide. So at some point, and I think by then the Parlour was underway. I think at some point.
Maybe they're all like Mormons. There was a bunch of them.
They spread out.
Then their missions, and they went off on their mission to try and set up a pancake place and
colonize the world.
Yeah.
And look, if you're trying to colonize the world with pancakes, normally I'd be a bit skeptical about colonization, but I'll take if that's what you're coming with. If it's basically just about pancakes, you've got my attention. That's all we've got there. They don't really go into. They just go into about how they wanted to serve Brisbaneites.
Okay.
And they're all 24 hours too.
Wow.
I don't know how we tie all this together, but I know I'll keep trying.
Hey, Mahoy, also to Annabelle.
Ahoy, boys. This is Annabelle. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for enlightening us on the pancake wars. As someone who frequents the Sydney Pancakes on the Rocks, I thoroughly enjoyed it and wanted to let you guys know that the savoury menu is actually superior. And I've been countless times and never actually had the pancakes. I always get the Caesar salad, so don't knock it till you try it. Bye.
Yeah, I will not that. I will not
Pancakes on the Rocks and never
the Caesar.
And never had a pancake.
I will. I do have, and I mean, I love that she's participated and value everyone's opinion. Yeah. However, I have a slight knock for visiting Pancakes on the Rock for the Caesar salad.
Yeah.
It's not a well-known salad venue. This is my issue.
This is my Caesar salad on the Rock.
This is my problem that I direct at management. Have you tried to please everyone?
Yeah.
Now you're relying on word of mouth. To peg you as one of Australia's premier salad restaurants and you call yourself Pancakes on the Rocks. That's the trouble you're in. Maybe you are the best at salads. So tell everyone.
In your name.
Yes. Salads by the Sea.
Yeah. No. Lovely.
Pick your thing and name it that. Because you're actually just food on the rocks now.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't put food in the title of a restaurant because it's assumed. Can't put food service and tables on the rocks. Like all three were assumed. What else do you do? What do you do?
Just specifically.
What's your thing?
Yes.
Because it's not pancakes because you've got people coming just for the salads. Anyway, enough of my free business advice.
Hey, last year was a very pancake-themed year on the podcast.
I am so glad we're revisiting this because I thought we'd put pancakes to bed, as I think Jack's about to mention. The location for our Christmas party as a team felt like a conclusion, didn't it?
To go to the Pancake Parlour.
When we went to the Pancake Parlour in Melbourne.
Andy was still a bit whingy, didn't you find, at the Pancake Parlour that it was all pancakes?
Yeah.
I thought I embraced it.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there was general excitement when we discovered there's a cocktail called the Toblerone. no one could believe that two of the main themes of last year came together in one 11:30 lunch.
And Jack, tell the listeners what Hamish and I organised for as a special guest.
Oh, what was he? The current general manager of Pancake Parlour.
Keep it vague because we promised it'd stay off air.
Yeah. But someone who was there at the beginning and could fill us in on all the
lot of light. Yeah, quite a lot of light on the inner workings of the turmoil that we covered. I think pretty thoroughly last year during the Pancake Wars. I do have something pancake related to Lodge as well, Jacko. I'm really glad you bring it up.
I quickly wanted, because I was a huge proponent of the Pancake Parlour last year. Gave him lots of love, and I loved it as a kid. But then I got a little bit burnt
Your mum did struggle. It's fair. Not everyone in the Post household had such a positive experience in the Pancake Parlour. Your mum struggled with their mix, but
their take-home mix.
Ascertained.
She says it's not the same mix as they use at the Pancake Parlour, and it was also too sticky to get off the pan.
But under cross-examination, we found out she probably didn't put butter in the pan.
Well, actually, by coincidence, I've got another sticky story. So at the end of the Pancake Parlour lunch for the Christmas party, they gave us a show bag of Pancake Parlour goodies, which was the mix, some maple syrup, and a $50 voucher to return to the Pancake Parlour that, when you looked a little closer, was expiring on the 31st of December. So we only had 2 weeks to use it.
That's a festively quick return.
Bianca and I were hosting everybody at our house for New Year's Eve. And on the morning of New Year's Eve, we had lots to do, but I said, we have to go to the Pancake Parlour because this voucher expires tonight. We have to use
So
it.
surprised you didn't give it to your mum as a Christmas present.
So we did. I took my son for the first time ever. It's his first experience at Pancake Parlour. We loved it. We got all the delicious sweet pancakes. The Alice in Wonderland is my favourite. But then...
Someone's gunning for a re-up on the vouchers.
Well, then we go to scan the voucher at the end of the meal, and the maple syrup had spilt into the show bag a little bit, and it was stuck onto itself. And when I opened the voucher, it ripped the barcode. And they would not honour the voucher.
Yes.
Which, might I add, we ordered strategically for the whole meal to equal about $50. So that there would be no transferring of money at the cashier, but I had to pay full price for the...
What did you try to send it upstairs? What was that moment where it wouldn't work?
You would have.
I tell you, it was looking at my wife in the eyes and they're saying, should I the guy upstairs will know.
Yeah.
And
You'll remember me.
Like, let's just pay the money. Yes. And so she wouldn't let me escalate it. But had I been on my own, or if she'd already been at the car, I would have.
Oh yeah, you'd have been a lie down protest.
Then sued them for
would have been like the environmental protest where you just glue yourself to the counter with maple syrup. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until you honor this.
Great update, Jack Hayne.
Oh, I hope in my heart that they actually did that. They were like, yeah, chuck a few of those syruped vouchers. It gets them every time.
Hayne, your update.
Okay. I want to, let's leave the Pancake Parlour behind for a moment because this was given to me by my friend of mine, Dan, and she was like, hey, you still doing pancake stuff on the podcast? And I said, look, we do other stuff.
Yeah.
Just ask ChatGPT. Like, we do keep it fresh. Andy's still got 9 other topics he might hit.
But we play to our strengths.
We play to our strengths and we follow mandates.
Yes.
But I said, yeah, look, we, of course, by default have sort of become a place for pancake complaints to go. Which means I've got a bit of an issue with the shake and bake pancake.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I said, oh, look, if it's the sticky thing, we did ascertain. That was really just Jack's mum.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, I can't do this. She's onto something. Okay.
So this is shake and bake you get at supermarkets?
And I'm going to have to name and shame the brand because you got to. Greens, one of the bigger, more popular brands of shake and bake.
And often you put water or milk or an egg inside
the line.
To the line and then you shake
line.
it. Yep. For me.
Not often, Ando. Always.
Okay.
That's how you do a shake and bake. Okay. Jack, you with me?
You're
there?
right.
You would have
I'm
shaked
following
and
you.
baked.
Yes.
Sometimes it's an embossed line on the plastic of the jug.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can only assume to save money and the extra cost of embossing the jug. It's a printed line on the label of the back, and you fill the water up to. Then you have to sort of gauge it by eyesight. And you worry, you do have that like, oh, what if they put the sticker on wrong here? Is the line going to be wrong? Is the mix going to be wrong? But you still take it because that's you're buying cheap pancakes and that's fine. On the back of the Greens Shake and Bake pancake, and we are looking here at the cinnamon donut Temptations range. Mm-hmm. The instructions are this: preheat frying pan and grease well. Jill. I mean, that's on the back of the Pancake Parlour ones, but this is just normal. They assume people will do it. Yeah. Shake the bottle to loosen the dry mix. That's fine. Add 300 mils of water and replace lid. There's no line. You have to measure your own water.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
And so Dan's going, what's going on here? You have to measure your own water. Yeah. That's cooking. That's not what you buy shake and bake for. If we're measuring, we might as well just make pancakes. So we've got all the measuring gear out. The whole point of shake and bake is we're taking care of the measuring for you. It's all in one system.
Okay.
They've now outsourced the measuring to you, the consumer. That is not your job. That is not your job for shake and bake. We said, all right, this is a bit of a travesty, especially when they're billing on the front that this is a premium pancake mix. I mean, you can't bill a premium pancake mix if you're outsourcing the measuring.
Well, you know, like during COVID, a lot of the restaurants kind of half-made meals, and you had to do the end. It was like making you feel like you're doing something.
Oh, you think it's part of the experience?
They
think it
were
was shake and bake
being a premium.
I think it was finish at home.
Yeah. Do they think that they think by premium they're giving you a little bit of, you know, something to do?
No one's enjoying that.
Okay.
How's this though? Then she goes, look, I thought I was overreacting. Then look at this. Shook it up. It's full of choc chips left stuck to the packaging on the inside. So the mix has chocolate chips in it.
Yeah.
You shake it up. They're stuck to the inside. Look at that. I'm like, that is terrible. So 300 mils isn't the right consistency to get the choc chips out
Moving.
of
I'm seeing that
the packet.
now.
There's literally 50 choc chips stuck to the inside. You can't get them out, Jack.
Yeah, well,
Can't
that's
get 'em out.
my problem with shake and bakes in the first place is you never get all the powder. You can never get down into the corners, no matter.
Which is fine.
You shake all day.
But if you're including, if you're including a treasure like a chocolate chip,
Yes.
you've got to understand the disappointment that's going to arise, especially when you've got a see-through package.
Yeah, it
you
has to
see
come
the
out.
chocolate chips on the inside, so it's taunting you that they're in there. But then this is for the real knives out / glass onion fans amongst us. Hang on, didn't I say the flavour was cinnamon donut? What's a choc chip doing in a cinnamon donut flavour anyway?
Yes.
So the crimes against pancakes stack up here with this. This is
Pun
like
intended.
well, they don't stack up because you can't make pancakes. Yeah, but true. Yeah, but I was shocked that this is what Greens is putting out as an acceptable form of pancake.
Yep.
You would think if you get a job in the shake and bake department at Greens, that is one of the most coveted jobs in the Greens empire.
Yep.
I don't really know what else they make, but I think it's more to do with like, isn't it food colouring and like cake?
No idea. Never
Mix
heard of
you-
them, to be honest. But
It's like packet mix and,
Okay.
you know, vanilla essence and
right.
well, that would be, you'd start there. Like you'd start in
And then
food
you
colouring.
work your way up.
And
to-
you'd be dreaming of the shake and bake department.
Yeah.
And then to get there and to invent a flavour called cinnamon donut that you put chocolate chips in and you don't bother putting a line on the packet for. I mean,
Come to us in writing, Greens, if you to defend yourselves, because
the last thing I want is obviously to start the year and get someone fired from their job. But I can't see how
this guy can retain his
they
position.
could keep their job. I can't see it.